Good afternoon, class. So we're going to be looking at our double digit division, and I'm going to teach it a little bit different than we have in the past. Okay, so this is our first problem, and we're going to work it together. we're going to look at this number, and then we're going to look at the first two numbers here. Nope, just the first number. So I'm going to erase this part. Okay, so I ask myself, how many groups of 3 can I make out of 4? Well, the answer to that would be 1. I can make one group. But since my number is 32 and this is 42, I have to start and put my digit above the 2, which is in the hundreds place value. So I'm just going to erase this part here. I'm going to put my 32 here and do my subtraction. 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 3 is 1. Next part is I need to bring down my 8. I'm going to change colors again. Let's go with this nice bright pink. Okay, so again, oops. Why? Oh, I'm holding down on my mouse. Let's do an undo. There we go. Okay, so again, I'm looking at my 3, but I'm going to look at the 10, the first 2 digits, because I can't make a group of 3 out of 1, so I have to look at both digits. So how many groups of 3 can I make out of 10? Well, if you go to your multiplication chart, you will discover, go down the 3s column or the 3 row till you get to 9, and that is 3 times 3. So I'm going to try a 3 here and put it up here. And I'm going to go 32 times 3. And that's going to give me 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 96. I'm going to erase just this little part here. I'm going to do my subtraction. 96. 8 minus 6 is 2. 10 minus 9 is 1. So I'm going to bring down my 7. And I am going to switch colors again. Okay, so again, start with the 3. I can't make a group of 3 out of 1, so I'm going to look at the 12. How many 3s can I make out of 12? Well, that would be 4. So we're going to put my 4 there. 2 times 4 is going to give me 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so this is where, if you remember, I told you that there were going to be problems sometimes. 128 is bigger than 127. So I can't use 128. I have to use 96. So I am going to subtract 96. 7 minus 6 is 1. 12 minus 9 is 3. So my answer is 134. with the remainder 31. Okay, so let's look at this other problem. Let's again start with green. Okay, so I'm going to look at the 5, but I'm also going to think about this 7. So sometimes I might use 5 and sometimes I might use 6 to think about this. Okay, well, I can't make a group of 5 out of 1, but I can out of 19. So let's try, I can make 3 groups. So I'm going to come over here to above the 6 and go 57 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21, carry my 2. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. So it is 171. We're going to do our subtraction. 6 minus 1 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. Bring down our 3. Let's switch colors to the nice bright pink color. Oh, I didn't bring down my 3. I wrote the arrow, but I didn't bring it down. Okay, so now let's bring it over here. So I'm going to look at the 25. This is where I know that 5 times 5 is 25, but I have this 7 here. So I actually am going to think about this as a 6, because I know that if I use 5, 5 times 7 is 35, which means I have to carry, and I'm going to end up with something too big. So I'm going to think of this as a 6 instead. So if I go down to my 6 column, I'm going to see that 6 times 4 is 24. So we're going to use the 4 instead. So 57 times, that looks like a plus sign, should be a times sign. I'm trying to draw with my mouse pad. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry my 2. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. Okay, so I bring my 228 over here. I have 3 times 8. Well, I can't do that because that gives me a negative number. So this has to, we borrow 1 from the tens column. It becomes a 4. I bring it over here. This becomes a 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So my remainder is 25. So the answer to this one is 34 with remainder 25. Okay, so I do know that there's a number of you who are not ready to do this on your own, but you can pause this video, you can rewind it, you can rewatch it. I tried to color code this so you could see it step by step, talk through my thinking. There's your first problem, 3,388 divided by 74. And your second problem, mm, 3,842 divided by 19. As usual, I have just made these up. I do not know if they have remainders right at this moment in time. So work them. Tomorrow's video, I will have the answers to these 2 problems already for you with them worked out so that you can check on them. And